Hello everyone, welcome back to Linkside Tour 1. Today we are going to begin a new set 6.1. We are going to talk about semantics. And today's lecture is introduction. Okay. So far we have looked at all the bits that make up words, sounds, and sentences. And now we have to consider how all these things how can we put all the things together. And we are going to talk about meaning. Okay, so you know the meaning of this sentence: all bachelors are married. Even though you know this statement is false, you still have the meaning. You know what the meaning of this sentence is. And the same thing is here is another example. You really put your foot in it. Even though the meaning of this phrase is more than the sum of its parts, right? Okay. So what is semantics? Semantics is a subdiscipline of linguistics that has many layers. Actually, I think this is the most difficult, the most complex subdiscipline in linguistics. Okay. It is primarily defined as the study of meaning. But understanding how we know what something means is actually quite complicated. Okay. The study of linguistics meaning is not just about how words or sentences mean, but about the nature of concepts and understanding. So there's a great deal of overlap with other disciplines, such as philosophy, psychology, and math. So philosophers and psychologists and mathematicians, they are all thinking about semantics. And there are three different subfields of semantics. The first one is lexical semantics, the second one sentential semantics, and pragmatics. Okay, lexical semantics is the meaning of words and the relationship to each other. And sentential semantics is the meaning of phrases and sentences. And pragmatics is a study of language meaning in social context. Okay, in this module, in set 6, we will focus on aspects of lexical and sentential meaning, and we are going to talk a little bit about mathematical semantics. In other words, logic. And we are not going to talk about pragmatics. Okay. The following is a list of our semantics knowledge. So we know whether a sentence is meaningful, whether a word has multiple meanings, or two words have the same meaning. And we know whether a sentence has multiple meanings, or two words have the same meaning. Or two sentences have the same meaning. Okay. And we also know whether a sentence have multiple meanings, in other words, ambiguity in the sentence, or two sentences have the same or opposite meanings. We know what a word or sentence refers to, whether the referent is a real-world object or not. For example, you can understand this sentence: John loves unicorns. You know unicorn is not a real subject, a real object in this world. Okay, and you also know whether a sentence is true or false, and you also know whether words or sentences are related. Okay, and you also know whether a sentence means exactly what the words mean or something else. For example, the sentence "Mary let the cat out of the bag." Yeah, this sentence will have two interpretations. One is the combination of all the words, right? This would be the literal meaning. The other one would be the other one would be meaning Mary is revealing some new facts, right? Okay. Okay. And here are some more mystery about our semantics knowledge. You know how to interpret the meaning of a phrase or sentence even when it is not complete. For example, you can understand all these three sentences even though the sentence is incomplete, right? So actually this is still a mystery in linguistics. We do not have a satisfying answer to this question. How do we know all this? What is the nature of meaning? Okay, we don't know the answer yet. Okay, let's talk about some potential but false answers. Okay. Is dictionary meaning can the dictionary meaning represent our knowledge of meaning? The answer is no. Okay. We can start with word meaning, the domain of lexical semantics. Traditionally, word meaning has been explored by looking at the word's relationship to other words. So actually we are defining a word, the meaning of a word, using another word. Okay. So this is what a dictionary does. So sometimes when you look up a word and the dictionary is using another word that you don't know yet to define the word that you originally looked up, then you'll feel so bad, right? So actually, dictionary meaning is circular. Okay, here are some examples. What I mean by circular here is that you try to define A using B, and you try to define B using C. But actually, we don't know the meaning of C. Okay. So actually, dictionary meaning can certainly impart some information, but it can't be the ultimate source of our knowledge, nor can be a model for the meaning that we store in our heads. Okay. In addition to circularity, there are some other problems about dictionary meaning. First of all, it's limited. Some words are not in the dictionary, but they still have meaning, right? There are always some new words. And the dictionary does not include a speaker's intention, right? So this is example dude, right? The dictionary cannot encode the speaker's intention when someone using this word. And the dictionary meaning is only accessible after we are able to read, right? And children who have a lot of knowledge of semantics do not have the ability to read, so they don't have any access to dictionary meaning, but they already have a lot of semantic knowledge, right? Okay. Okay, now let's talk about semantic relations. There are two types of semantic relations. The first one is lexical relations, which is about meaning relations among words. Because it's lexical, so it's about words. Okay. The other type of relations, sentential relations, which is it's about the meaning relations among sentences. Okay. We can begin with lexical relations. Okay. The most commonly known lexical relations are synonymy and autonomy. Okay. So what do we mean by synonyms? Synonyms are words that have the same meaning. For example, nice and kind have the similar meaning, and we have smart and intelligent. And this one, another example, and with some examples. And on the other hand, we have antonyms. Antonyms like the opposite of synonyms. Words have opposite meaning. For example, nice and mean are antonyms. Okay, and smart, stupid, and other examples. Okay, and we can take a close look on autonomy. Again, okay, there are different types of autonomy. Okay, the first one is complementary antonyms. Complementary means they are not overlaps with each other in any degree. Okay. In other words, if one is true, the other one cannot be true. For example, alive and dead. An entity must be either alive or dead, but cannot be both, right? And some examples are here: present, absent, awake and asleep, ascent and descent. Okay. And another types of autonomy is this one, gradable. Okay. Gradable antonyms are those meaning are relative to the object they modify. For example, we have big and small. Right? They are gradable. These two guys are gradable antonyms. Okay. So why are they gradable? We can think about a, a big ant is not as big as a big elephant, right? So it's different bigness. Or you can say a small elephant is a lot bigger than a small and then a big cat, right? So they are all gradable antonyms. Okay. And there are some special property of these gradable antonyms. So we have a pair. For example, we have big and small, and we can also have a tall and short. They are also gradable antonyms. And among the pair, one of the member is more unmarked. And we are going to use that in a question. So, question of degree. For example, you are going to ask, how tall is Mike? And actually, you can ask the same thing by using this sentence. How short is Mike, right? Because they are all about the height of Mike. However, tall is much more unmarked than short. So we are going to use, normally we use tall. Okay. The third type of antonyms are relational antonyms, which are those whose meanings are symmetric. Okay. For example, give and receive, buy, sell, over, under, teacher, student. Okay. It's symmetric means that they can define each other. Okay. Okay, here is another set of lexical relations. Harmony and polysemy. Okay. Homonyms are words they are pronounced the same but have different and unrelated meanings. For example, with hair, we have peak, the pear. Okay, and here with pen and pen for writing and pen for kettle, and with tank like water tank, and and another kind of tank is the weapon. Okay. There are some specialty about the later two pairs. This guy, the pen and tank pair. They are also homographs. Okay, homograph means they have the same spelling. Okay, so in addition to having the same pronunciation, they have the same spelling as well. Okay, so homographs create lexical ambiguity, right? And polysemous words are those they are pronounced the same but have related meanings. So the critical difference between these two guys are whether the meanings are related. If it is not related, then we got harmony, right? And if they are related, then we got polysemy. Okay. And here are some examples of polysemy. Player, diamond, and guard. Okay. Okay, now we have another set of lexical relations. Okay. Hyponymy and baronymy. Okay. Hyponyms are words in a class and subclass relationship, or you can say a set and subset. Okay. So for example, the furniture and the subset of furniture will be table, chair, sofa, right? And for example, if we have dog, then we have some subset of dogs. The member inside a dog, we have Labrador Terrier, right? Similar for apple, okay? We have Gala with Red Delicious, okay? And a close lexical relationship is this guy, Meronymy, okay? Meronyms are words they are in a part-whole relationship. So it's not like hypernyms. They have a part-whole relationship. So like a finger is part of a hand, tail is part of a rabbit, right? Okay. So here is some interesting about meronymy. So when you know what something means, you know how it relates to other words, even if you were never explicitly taught the information, right? Another example is here. You know that hand includes the notion of finger, right? And vice versa. Finger is related to hand. However, when you say giving someone a hand, would have nothing to do with giving someone the finger, right? However, no finger is part of the hand. Now we can talk about sentential relations. Sentential relations are the meaning relations among sentences. Okay, paraphrase and entailment. Okay. Paraphrase means one sentence. One sentence is a paraphrase of another if they are synonymous. Okay. So if two sentences have the same meaning and they are paraphrase of each other. So here are some examples. Right, this pair of sentence and this pair of sentence, they roughly convey the same meaning, but they have some subtle differences, right? But in any way, they are still paraphrase of each other. Okay. Another relation, entailment. So one sentence entails another if the truth of one guarantees the truth of another. Okay, so we can directly look at an example. So this guy, Fred, is a bachelor who entail that Fred does not have a wife. So the truth of the first sentence will guarantee the truth of the second one, right? So like Ernie's dog, the truth of this sentence guarantees the truth of this one. Ernie is an animal, right? So this is the relation of entailment. Okay, and another example, the second one, Becky lives in Istanbul, entails that Becky lives in Turkey. Okay. And another pair of actually only this contradiction is a sentence relation. Okay. Anomaly is kind of a special sentence. We are going to talk about this. Okay. So first, contradiction. One sentence contradicts another if the truth of one entails the negation of the other. In other words, the two sentences cannot be true at the same time. So Sue is single contradicts Sue is married, right? Okay. And sometimes we have sentences, they are internally contradictory. Okay. Like this guy, I was fatally ill last year, right? And this one as well. Okay. The final one is this anomaly. Okay. A sentence is anomalous if it has no literal meaning. Okay. Here are some examples. Okay, the mountain was more bitter than dark chocolate. It does not make any sense, right? It has no literal meaning. Of course, there are some non-literal interpretations of these title sentences. In that case, they become metaphors. Okay. This is today's lecture. And remember to finish the quiz. Thank you. See you next time.